Hi, and welcome to COMM1160. My name is Shannon McCrae, and I'll be your professor this term for Communication in Healthcare 1. I'm creating this video really just to give you an introduction to the class and to answer some frequently asked questions about how the class is going to be organized and what to expect. Before I get started with the course content, though, I wanted to show you my cat, Ari. My cat is up here on the screen. I just recently adopted her. She's one of 5 that I have currently. And I do need to let you know that Ari is expecting to have a litter of kittens very soon. She was a rescue cat. We didn't realize she was expecting kittens when we adopted her. So this is a big surprise. I should let you know this because I expect that when I'm doing my recording, you'll be hearing some meowing, especially after the little ones are born. So please expect that, okay? And know that I'm working away here and usually have Ari on my lap and may have little kittens on my lap. For those of you that are into cats, I will post pictures, of course, to let you know how things are progressing. The other thing I should let you know is that I use a very sensitive microphone for recording. And I have noticed over the past couple of terms that it picks up absolutely everything. Another thing you should be aware of with me is that I am a coffee addict. So oftentimes when I'm recording these videos, I have a cup of coffee with me. You may hear me drinking at various points. I have tried to mute that, but it does seem like the microphone picks up just everything. So a couple warnings, okay, for you as we go forward with the course. Otherwise, in terms of professionally, I've been at Niagara College now for the last 15 years, and I always teach communication in healthcare 1. So I teach into our nursing program, sometimes into our dental program, now into the brand new registered massage therapy program, and other allied health programs. I really have a passion for communication in healthcare. It really is one of my very favorite things to teach, and I'm hoping that you'll enjoy this class. I can't guarantee that this class is going to be your all-time favorite out of everything that you're taking, but hopefully it won't be your least favorite. Everything that we cover in the course is really important in terms of preparing for the rest of your program, but also preparing you for the world of work. So going out and working as a massage therapist, working as a nurse, working as a pharmacy technician, whatever area of healthcare you end up in, we're going to cover the skills that you need to be able to, 1, complete your program, and 2, walk into a job and be ready for the communication demands. The first thing I wanted to show you is the teaching and learning teaching and learning document, which is really just sort of a fancy word or term that we use at Niagara College for the class schedule. So you'll be getting one of these for each of the classes that you're taking, and it outlines information about the course and information about what's going to be covered week by week. The first thing to know is that there's many sections of COMM1160. I only teach a few of them. Okay. So there's other sections that are taught by different professors. You may have friends in COMM1160 where they have a different professor. And please note that they will have different due dates, a whole different schedule. So excuse me, that's something to keep in mind. Okay. I will communicate for you all the due dates that you will need, all the information that you will need for our specific sections of COMM1160. So what you're going to get from the class, what are you going to get out of this? The first thing you'll get is improved problem solving and research skills. So we're going to focus on conducting medical research. You're also going to get communication skills that are going to improve your chances of landing a job in healthcare. Okay, we're going to cover all of the communication methods that you will need to be able to communicate as a professional. You're also going to get better skill in an area that consistently rates as highly desired. So, essential skills, soft skills like writing and speaking and being able to communicate. These are things that employers in healthcare are looking for, and they're what we really concentrate on in this course. Oftentimes, people see communication on their schedule and they think that what they're going to be enrolled in is your typical English course. So sometimes I will have students say to me, "Are we doing Shakespeare or are we covering poetry or anything like that?" Not at all. This is completely workplace related. So it truly is communication in healthcare. We focus on those specific skills that you will need. A lot of times, people that may not have liked English or communication in the past really like communication in healthcare because it is very logical, it is very workplace based. If you skip further in the document, you'll see that I've listed out a weekly schedule for you. And this weekly schedule shows you what we're going to be covering in the class videos for a particular week and any associated assignments. So I've divided it up into a sort of set of 7 weeks, and then we'll have our midterm break, and then we have our final 7 weeks. If you look through, you'll see that we start talking about research and documentation right at the beginning. So how to conduct medical research, how to conduct research in healthcare. And then we talk about APA format, which is a very specific way of using research in a medical setting. We're then going to move on after our break, and we're going to start talking about essay writing and talking about workplace documents. So there's really sort of 3 big things that we focus on. First, research and documentation. Second, essay writing. And third, workplace writing. How to write letters, how to write memos, that kind of thing. If you've looked through and you're looking for a midterm exam or a final exam, you'll notice that COMM1160 does not have either. So this class is entirely assignment based. That's good and bad. It's good because it means that, you don't have the pressure of having a big exam that's worth a lot in terms of your grade, which is nice, especially if you suffer from test anxiety or, you have a bad day the day you're writing the exam. That can be kind of scary. But assignment based is its own kind of challenge. It does mean that you have to stay up to date because a lot of our assignments build on one another. So one assignment's kind of like a part 1, and then you take what you've done with that assignment and do a part 2. So it means staying really super organized and on top of all the assignments. It means that you can't just sort of leave things to the last minute and try to cram and see what you can do. You really have to stay up to date with the work as we're going through it. But again, right, the nice part is no exams. So that's the trade-off. The assignments that I've listed, I will give you, of course, precise due dates for these assignments, and I will go over all the assignments with you on video so that you know exactly what's being looked for and exactly what the instructions are. But this is just sort of a guide, okay? The schedule may change, so it's really sort of tentative at this point. If there's any changes, let's say if we start going a bit slower or we start going a bit faster, I will obviously announce that to you so that you know at any given time what we're doing in a particular week. The other thing that I've included after the schedule is a course guide that answers many of the questions that you might have about COMM1160. I'm going to ask you to read through that information carefully, but there were a few things that I wanted to specifically address in this video so that you have coverage on them. If you need to reach me, your first stop is going to be what I call the course chat. And the course chat is covered in Blackboard, and it's an hour a week that is devoted to your particular class. Okay, so section 80 will be held on Mondays from 6:30 to 7:30. Section 8 will be held on Tuesdays 1:30 to 2:30. Section 5 will be Tuesdays 2:30 to 3:30. And Section 3 will be Wednesdays 9:30 to 10:30. To get into the course chat, you're just going to go into Blackboard. Right? And I pulled up one of the Blackboard sites for our particular course, and you're going to click down on Tools. And from Tools, you're going to go into Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. When you do that, it's going to open up what they call course rooms or virtual rooms. and you'll see a room listed called Course Chat with Shannon or something like that. And if you go into that room, then we're able to connect with one another. We can either type back and forth, or if you want to use voice and video, we can use voice and video as well. So it really is a drop-in. These sessions are non-mandatory, so you only need to come into them apart from the orientation. You only need to come into them if you want to ask questions or seek some kind of guidance about the assignments, or even if you just want to connect with somebody. I know online education is a little bit difficult. Sometimes it feels like you're alone doing it. Even if you want to just come in and say hi and let me know how you're doing, you can do that as well. If you can't attend the chat, you can always email me, and I've listed my email address down below. But an important thing, both for me and for any professors that you're dealing with, you need to use your Niagara College student account for email. Our email system oftentimes labels email sent from Gmail and other servers as junk. So we may not see your email if you're sending from a personal account. Make sure that anything school related is sent from your Niagara College email account. Email normally takes me about 24 or 48 hours to reply to. So I'm not on email constantly, but I do try to check it at least once a day. So know if you send me an email that you definitely will hear back. So how the class will operate, I'm going to cover a bit of this in the orientation, but just to go over it. We're doing what's called an asynchronous course. So this means that apart from the course chat, we don't have a scheduled meeting time. And you're going to complete the work on your own schedule while meeting various deadlines that we have. Okay. It's a nice choice. I think it is the best choice for education in the time of COVID, because it means that you can work on your own schedule. And those of you with family obligations, work obligations, or other scheduling difficulties don't need to worry about those. Okay. If you want to watch the videos and do your work at 3 in the morning, you can watch the videos and do your work at 3 in the morning. Okay. So it's nice. It's flexible. Do you miss the kind of face-to-face interactions that we have? But hopefully you'll find those classes that you are taking on campus give you that connection with other people. We're going to be using Blackboard as our major communication platform. And each week I'm going to put up a video lecture. And the video lecture is going to be done in chunks. So I find it hard to sit and watch, 2 hours or something without taking a break. So what I do is I kind of chunk things up by topic. And there'll be different little videos, shorter videos uploaded. Every week in your course documents section on Blackboard, you'll be able to go in, there'll be a folder for the week, and there'll be links that allow you to access the different little chunks of video lecture that I'm going to put up. It works really nicely. I use YouTube because everyone is familiar with YouTube, and I find it's, then very simple to use. And I try to make each little chunk fewer than 20 minutes. That way it forces you to take a little bit of a break. And it means too that you can watch different parts at different times. When you complete assignments, you're going to be uploading them for submission via Blackboard. And as we get to our first assignment, I'll show you exactly how to do an upload. But it's important to note that all assignments need to be saved in Microsoft Word or Adobe PDF. That's what our system uses. Excuse me. So make sure if you need to get Microsoft Office installed on your computer, that you do that within the next couple of days. Niagara College does have a license for it, so you do kind of pay for it as part of your tuition, and you can download it. Further to the issue of computer issues, please note that I don't have enough experience or expertise to be able to troubleshoot individual computer problems. So if you experience a use or a problem with your use of technology, I'm going to refer you to Niagara College's IT help desk. And in this document, I've given you the link so that you can go to the technical support page, but I've also given you the phone number. so that if you want to reach out to somebody and deal with somebody one-on-one via audio, you can do that by phone. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is the missed assignment student illness emergency policy. If you miss an assignment due to illness or emergency, you need to complete a particular form. And I've given you the link to the form. The form just asks you to identify the assignment and identify the emergency or the illness that you're experiencing. But it is important to remember that you need to submit this prior to the due date. Okay. Assignments that are submitted after the due date and don't have an approved missed evaluation form are going to be subject to a 10% per day late penalty. Academic honesty and plagiarism are things that I take really, really seriously. And all work that's going to be submitted in COMM1160 needs to be original work. So it means that you can't cut and paste text from the internet or submit another individual's work. There is a very specific policy about academic honesty at Niagara College. If you want to read through it, I've given you the link, okay, so that you can take a look at it. And then finally, I am a firm believer in mutual respect and creating a learning community that's supportive and welcoming. You'll see that I'm pretty casual when it comes to class, but I do ask that you show respect to one another when you're dealing with one another and respect me. I, in turn, will show you respect. Okay. Very excited to work with you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know each one of you. There is a tip sheet on online classroom expectations that you can take a look at, and I've given you the link there. This brings me to the end of my sort of introduction to COMM1160. I hope that I've answered any questions that you have. Remember that I will put the teaching and learning plan document up for you in our week 1 folder so that you can save it or take a look at it at any time that you need to. In our next video, I'm going to go over online education and some more information about getting ready to start to learn online. I'll talk to you then. Bye for now.